No messenger brung the news. But more patrols begun to show their faces, more horse tracks cut the mud, and more iron showed up. Roads that hadn't been there before started slicing through the forest, and military posts sprung up like toadstools after rain. To the folks in the Everglades, the change weren't political. It was something you could feel in your bones. For the city folks, annexation meant papers and laws and borders. For Josiah it meant there weren't no place left where American law couldn't reach. There weren't no refuge no more, and runnin' weren't enough. Because from now on, there weren't nowhere left to run to. Josiah remembered the first time he crossed that border. It hadn't been no line in the dirt, it had been a hope. Back then he believed there was another world, a place where chains couldn't reach. And that world had slipped away without making a sound. In the months that come after, villages begun to burn more frequent. The soldiers didn't even hesitate at the old line no more. A young feller asked Josiah one day, "Why's more of them comin' now?" Josiah answered without even looking at him, "'Cause now they reckon they got the right to be here." Nobody in the swamps had signed nothin'. Nobody had asked them. And yet their lives was changed clean through. An old Seminole said it plain. "They make papers betwixt themselves, and they sell us whole." One night Josiah's bunch moved deeper still into the Everglades. They was fleeing because they understood. It warn't about day-to-day scrappin' by no more. It was the beginning of something longer, colder, and more pitiless. And for the first time, Josiah seen it clear as daylight. Freedom don't vanish when somebody takes it. It vanishes when somebody decides it never was there in the first place. Well, now, Josiah, he lived right in amongst them Seminoles, deep in the swamps where the cypress hung heavy with moss and the gators slid quiet as sin. Them folks was fugitives, pure and simple, runaways with nary a place left on God's green earth to run to. Sometimes they'd slip north through the piney woods, trading pelts for a pinch of gunpowder, and whatever rumors the wind carried from the settlements. Other times they'd strike quick as a cottonmouth, then vanish clean as a whistle, leaving nothing but tracks in the mud and a heap of trouble behind 'em. It weren't war, and it weren't peace either. It was just one o' them unwritten laws the good Lord never put down on paper. Each side knowed the other was there, and that was enough. Come 1823, the Americans up and hollered that they'd fixed the whole blamed mess. They scratched out what they called the Treaty of Moultrie Creek, sayin' on a piece o' paper that the Seminoles got their reservation and the rest o' the land was give over nice and legal. But nobody from the swamp ever laid a finger on that treaty. To Josiah and his companions it was real enough, but to the rest of them it might as well be been writ in smoke. It didn't exist, not in the sawgrass nor in the black water. Time rolled on, slow and sticky as molasses in July, and Josiah, he growed into something more than just a survivor.